Yeah, these are the main differences. In truncate, delete the data but keeps the table structure. So we are deleting the data, but still table structure will be there. In delete, we can delete only particular data.
पूरा अभी सबको खिलाओ, शाम में भी खा रखो, थोड़ा खाने उनको, गर्मी में गर्म रहता नहीं, मोशन शुरू होगा.
And in drop, deleting the data including the table structure means it will clean up the everything. Means we will delete the, if suppose I have employee table, then using this I will clean up the entire data from the employee table. Here let me put in one example. Truncate table emp. So what it will do, it will delete entire data. Delete from emp where employed equal to 5. Also we can also write like this, delete from employee So this is the difference. So here also we are deleting entire data, but delete row by row, not all rows at a time. Here all rows at a time. It will clean up entire data at a time, means all rows. This one, it will delete the data row by row. I will show you in the practical session also. And it will not touch any data. It will simply drop table emp, means entire table will be
पूरा
dropped,
डालना था ना, पसीना हो रहा ना.
including structure. Structure means that schema also will be deleted. Next. So these are the main difference, and this is TDL. This is DML. This is also DDL. So next question is, why truncate is DDL? It is also deleting data. It is also deleting data. So means we are touching the data. Then why it is DDL? Truncate, why DDL? Means truncate will delete the data, but delete the data, but not touching any data. Instead of that, it will deallocate the data pages. So I will explain this in very briefly. Okay. So it is very important point. Please keep in mind. I will explain now how to do this. If suppose there is some data, means there is one song. So we want to store that song in phone memory or any system memory or in any hard disk. Then how it will be stored? First, hard disk. In that hard disk, it will verify the nodes. In that nodes, it will check the data pages. So in this data pages, the data will be stored. For example, I have one song. So how the data page structure will be like this: header, content or body, footer. So the data page. structure is like this. So in header, it will show what is in body. Body will have content. Will have the content. Footer section will have the page numbers, etc. What is before and what is after page also it will be having. So in this data pages, we are going to the store the data. Means internally, if we are storing any data in the hard disk, means in the system, that hard disk is containing data pages with 8 KB size. Okay, 8 KB size. So in the data pages, the data will be stored. So when I'm creating the employee table, by default, few data pages will be allocated. So for example, these data pages will be allocated for the employee table. Means it will be expecting some data in the future. So for that purpose, virtually few data pages will be allocated to employee table. So what Truncate will do? Truncate will deallocate this memory. Means while creating the table, the data pages means some space will be there. Suppose if you are creating any folder, suppose you want to store some movie RRR. So when you are creating the folder, so some space will be allocated to that folder, because it is expecting something to save in that folder. So for that purpose, it will have the some data pages. So in the same way, employee table also expecting some data. So to allocate runtime, before the inserting data, it will be allocated by some data pages. So when we are doing the truncate, simply these allocation pages will be deallocated. Means if we have any data also will be deallocated. For example, employee table is like this. Employee ID 1, 2, 3. So the data will be like this. Now, if you truncate this employee table, these related data pages will be deallocated. Means we are not touching this data. We are not touching employee ID column, employee ID 1, employee ID 2, employee ID 3. So it delete is touching the data. Even if you write like this, delete from employee, it will delete 1, 2, 3 in this order. This delete from employee. But truncate table name, it will not touch any data. Truncate table EMP. So this will not touch this data, any of this data. It will simply deallocating the data pages of employee table. Means the data, this data also deallocating from this table. So that is the main difference. So it is happening at the table level, not the data level. So for that reason, we are saying Truncate also is DDL, because it is working on the structure. Data pages also one of the structure, physical structure of the table. So it is working on the structure, not working on the data. So that's the reason Truncate is DDL. Okay. Next. So delete is obviously it is DML, because it is touching the data. If we are working with the data, that is called a DML, means we are manipulating the data. Deleting the data also one of the manipulation. Inserting data, deleting data, updating data, all these are called manipulation languages. See, drop also, what drop will do, it is also DDL, and it will simply delete this entire information at a time. same like truncate, but in truncate we are deleting the data, but still employee table will be there. Deallocate the data pages, but employee table will be there. Here employee table itself,
అప్పా ఖాళీ చేపు అప్పా
the table itself,
तीन टुकड़े निकाल तीन टुकड़े निकाल के रखो मेरे वास्ते
both will be deleted from the database. Next, the next difference is we cannot restore this data until we use transactions.
तीन टुकड़े निकालो ना अम्मी जल्दी खा लो
We can restore the data.
है तीन टुकड़े
When we create one database, it will also create the one log file. Logs also will be there. Means suppose if I am doing any transaction on any table, the deleted data or history data will be saved in log files. Logs means suppose, how can I say, it's like recycle bin. So every data will be stored in logs. So if I do truncate, we are deallocating the data pages, so it won't be saved in log files. It won't save in log files. It will save in log files, so we can restore the data. And we cannot restore. So we cannot restore if we use purge option. Yeah, I will explain all this again. So suppose if I am deleting employee ID 5. So if I delete that data, simply it will be go to the log files like recycle bin. So if after 2-3 days or after some time, if I want that data back, so simply our DBS will restore that data to the old place. So restoring means getting the data back. Already deleted data we are getting again. So that is called restore. So if we truncate the data, entire data, we cannot restore, because truncate option is deallocating the data. So it is not saving into any log files. So that's the reason we cannot restore the truncated data. If we use delete option, it will be saved in the log files. So easily we can restore that data. Drop also, if we use only drop, we can restore that table. We can restore that table, but we cannot restore the purge data, like for example, drop table emp purge. So this is one way to drop any table. Drop employee table, drop table, table name is one option. Drop table employee purge option also there. So after table name, if we mention this purge option, it will be deleting from the recycle bin also. So that's the reason we cannot get it back. Okay, so that's the reason we cannot get it back. So that is the difference in simple drop and purge drop. Remember these two drops. We will also utilize all these things in the real time. So remember these 2 points. Next. Yeah, what is this? Yeah, if I remember, then I will write remaining points here. So this is more than enough to differentiate, truncate, delete, and drop. Okay. Next. Where are we? Yeah. DML is completed. Next. Next option is next SQL command is DCL. DCL means data controlling language. Means to control the data, we will use these options. For example, commit, rollback, save point. These are the main options. So commit means suppose I am deleting one data. After deleting this, we need to write this commit. After doing any DML operation, we have to commit that. Suppose delete from EMP where employee ID equal to 5. After this, we need to commit. So this is the syntax. Otherwise, it will not going to be deleted. If we commit, then only it will be deleted. Committing means saving that feature, saving that option. Saving means we are committed to that operation. Means we are saving that operation. Otherwise, data will be rollback. If we commit means we are confirming that this operation is correct. Okay. Suppose after deleting the data, you need to get this back. Then we will use the rollback. Means it will be means we will get the data back to the employee table. Means here we are deleting the employee ID 5 related data. If we do rollback, then data will be restored into the employee table. Means this is temporary operation. So this temporary operation, we are saving that operation. Means we are committing. Rollback also same. Delete, then getting back. Suppose why we need these two options. Suppose if you are new developer, then I given my database to you. So unfortunately you deleted something. You need to delete 6, but unfortunately in typo, you deleted 5. Then it is difficult to restore. So for that purpose, we have the rollback option. If you are not satisfied with this, then you can get the rollback. If you are satisfied with your output, then you can commit that operation. So these are the things. Save point also there to save any transaction. we will use save point. For example, here you deleted something. Here you are inserting something. Then these two are already satisfied. So you are happy with these two. Then you can put one save point here. Then you can update something. Again, you delete something on same table. Then here you will put some save point. You are not committing, you are just saving temporarily. Okay, that is the difference. You are not permanently committing any data. For safe side, you are doing save point. If save point is not happy, then you can go back to roll back all this data like that. Okay, next TCL. And also there is one more major difference. Like suppose if we use any proper way transactions, then insert, you did insert, then committed. Okay, you did updated, then commit it. It will be there in SQL server, but I will explain how the transactions will work. In SQL server, you are opening one transaction. You have to open in this way. You open and you inserted data. Then again you open, you updated the data. So now there are two open transactions. If we want to open any transaction, we have to write this in SQL server. But here it is inbuilt, means simply we can commit it. So let me explain first this SQL server, then I will explain in this Oracle. Okay. So how it will be work in SQL server means, first we have open one transaction. Then second transaction also open without committing or without rollbacking this first transaction. In that case, if I commit, the only last transaction will be committed. Still there is one more open transaction. Okay, this is the difference. If I commit, still one more open tran will be there. Next, in Oracle, if in rollback, same thing I am applying using rollback. How rollback will work? Why I am saying this? Commit is not equal to rollback, not double equal to rollback. Commit is saving data, rollback is restoring the data. And also commit will not commit all these transactions. Commit will only the commit last transaction, but rollback will roll back all the transactions, not this one. It will be roll back this one and also this one. So that is the major difference. Commit is committing this transaction. Again, we need to commit again. Then only it will be committed. But rollback will roll back all transactions. Will roll back all transactions. So this is also one of the major difference. So these are called data controlling language. And I want to add one more point here. DDL doesn't need any commits, or DDL commands are auto committed. We don't want to commit manually. If we did this delete operation, we need to commit. If we do any insert operation, we need to commit. But if we create any data, if we rename any data, if we truncate any data, no need to commit manually. No need to to commit manually. It is auto committed. It is auto committed. Okay. So this is main difference. Next, you are getting right what I am saying. What is DDL? What is DML? What is DCL?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, great. One second. Yeah. Oh, sorry. These are the TCL. Sorry. Transaction controlling language. Yeah, these are the TCL. Sorry, I written heading wrong. TCL. So transaction controlling language, data controlling language. Okay, these are only two types: grant and revoke. Grant and revoke. Let me explain what is this. Suppose you created one table. So, when we joined in any project or any company, they will give one username. Username means suppose there is one employee ID EMP001. This is your employee ID. So after joining your company, first they will give one temporary employee ID. After some days, they will give one permanent employee ID like this. Now, once you got the access to this database, suppose there is database called SBI. So SBI is client. Once you got the access to this client database, they need to give some roles, database roles, like to access the tables and read only access means you can only select the data. You can see the data, but you cannot do any operations like insert, update, delete. Next, read and write operations. Next, yeah, read and write means write also same. So these kind of will be there. Next,